You're gonna have to pixelate it.
It's gonna be massive and huge, and it's gonna be draping across the screen.
It's dangling.
And it's gonna be wet and dripping for some reason.
Because I have diarrhea.
Diarrhea down the front. Now let's get into this mathrock.
What about What's up, everyone?
You just have to talk over it.
What's our podcast?
Introducing a mathrock review. Okay, go ahead.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
Holy
was
shit. Yeah. We're here on the Mathrock review. It's your boy Austin. We got Farris and Tony. Boys, how the fuck you doing?
Doing wonderful, my friend.
I got diarrhea.
Bad case.
Don't we all?
A bad case of frontal diarrhea.
Full frontal diarrhea is what I have.
We're going to get into the review of Rob Ford Explorer's newest release, Nil. Before we give any thoughts, boys, you guys want to say a little word about how much we love this band and the boys in this band?
Fuck them. No, I mean, we love...
It's on site. It's on site for Rob Ford.
It's on site.
Fucking Greg's dumbass.
This fucking John. We're not show up in this John.
Oh, fuck.
No, we love
we love Greg.
Ford.
We love Cam. They're old friends.
Okay.
Cam is the old high school buddy, and then, Greg is the homie, of course. So we love those guys. It's been a long time. We've been huge fans of Rob Ford. We've seen the come up literally before our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see him in a good place and releasing such a strong album.
Little fan background. We were all in guitar class with Cameron Sachs. So
yeah, the man himself behind
scoop.
Rob Ford
And himself.
I showed him mathrock essentially, but we're not going to go there. I take every chance I get to say that I showed him the Piglet album.
That's your claim to fame.
It really is, because look at how good he is now, and look, he put all that dumbass jazz shit down, and he started playing fucking mathrock. Look at him, god damn,
Well, shit, boys, let's fucking do this. Let's jump in. Let's do the thing.
Yeah, fuck it. Do we want to start with favorite tracks then?
Okay, so easy. Falling Asleep to the Internet, favorite track for me. It is the only track with one line of vocals. Sadly, I love hearing the vocals in Rob Ford, but that's by far and away, I think their strongest instrumentally, compositionally. It's so creative and so groovy, and pinpoints exactly what I love about Rob Ford, which is the super angular, insane transitions, and builds and drops into beautiful, twinkly, awesome stuff, and then them bringing back the stringed instruments, this time with the viola. It was similar to their previous release, 2 songs, and I just loved that release. So this one just killed it for me. Yeah, Falling Asleep to the Internet by far.
Yeah, that one's a banger for sure. I'm kind of stuck personally. It wasn't as easy for me. That one is definitely, for all the reasons you mentioned, a standout track for me. But I think I might like Clarko's Lamb the most. This is exactly what I wanted for a release involving vocals from this band to be. The structure of the lyrics is kind of strange. I don't know if there's a rhyme scheme at all. with the rhythmic phrasing, it's still catchy, and they still are embracing the angularity, kind of like you said on the previous track. I don't know, dude. It's just like it hits the heartstrings real good, and the riffs heavy as fuck. And the OP1, I think, is the something that they're using in there. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the lyrics on that song are great. It's I think like you said earlier, it's kind of like a poem. It kind of reminds me of like something like Pretend would write, you know. The great lyrics on that one. I'm gonna have to go with Tony's least favorite, which is The Talks Have Been Spoken. I love the vocal phrasing on that one. Obviously like the riffs are really cool, but I just like the way he's like screaming the lyrics. I really like the rhythm of it. Yeah, I don't know, it does it for me. Although I think Arm's Length might soon be my new favorite.
I was gonna say Arm's Length
is a close second.
Different from Austin, I think Arm's Length is my favorite one that they utilize, or I think is the one they utilize the vocals the best on, in my opinion. Just the raw emotion and energy on that one is really, really good. And then that breakdown at the end with all of the, with that final line is just awesome. So, I think The Talks Have Been Spoken is only weak because of the lack of energy in the middle section, but I do agree with you, Farris, on how they use lyrics in that one, and I like I said, I understand why the phrasing is like that and why it kind of like dies down. And I really do like that about Rob Ford. It's one of my favorite aspects is how they're able to like do those builds and like those crescendos and decrescendos. It's really cool. So that was just the only one I felt like they kind of lost a little steam in. Arm's Length, I feel like, is like the total like raw, unfiltered side of like the 4 songs.
Yeah. So how do we feel? I feel like stylistically very different from their previous releases.
Totally.
Like musically,
I feel like vocals affected a lot.
Yeah. I mean, part of it, like I said earlier, might just be like, you know, it's probably hard to like.
Yeah, I think you're spot
do
on.
Like vocals and play. Yeah.
I think you're spot on. I think these songs were written as he was writing the guitar parts. You know, I think he wanted. Yeah. I think he went into it intentionally wanting to write vocals and kind of piece together. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. I would have liked. I mean, I think this is a great release. I would have liked to have seen it be longer and then like have a mix of this new style and some of the old style stuff, where it's a little bit more like structurally, it's like more progressive and like deconstructed and stuff like that,
and like really intricate. Yeah. Because that's how I felt about 2 songs. Was just like it was really like woven together beautifully, and I felt like this was kind of lacking that delicate, you know, touch kind of that they did on 2 songs. But the vocals added to like the rawness and that aspect too, so it was a lot more of that being displayed and kind of highlighted.
Yeah. Go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, I was just gonna kind of agree with you guys that the new material definitely is really leaning into that like frenetic, angular, like emotional dam exploding kind of vibe to it, where 2 songs is very like woven is a good word, like very orchestrated and calculated and just like smartly written. But I don't know, I kind of like it. I see where you're coming from with it being like really short. I like the brevity of the songs. I think that keeps them like engaging and entertaining, because you just like you have to pay attention to all of it. There's not that much to pay attention to.
Yeah.
But I agree. I wish like there was like 1 or 2 more tracks, just because I don't know, it would be nice. It would feel good.
I feel like Rob Ford is not a band who's very indulgent. Even Hella can be kind of indulgent, where they kind of like just like keep slapping you with like these riffs or like these ideas like over and over again. I feel like Rob Ford is like kind of just like blows one breath and then it's over. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of like, oh, let's keep expanding, let's keep expanding, let's keep expanding. It's just like, here's like the idea, and then it's like done, you know, which is an interesting writing style. I feel like I'm more of an indulgent person. I like to really like just like pump an idea for all I can get out of it. But
I think it avoids the eventual staleness that happens there.
yeah,
And I think that it also sets a high bar for them compositionally. Like people like myself, it's like, oh, that loses energy. What? Because they repeated it 4 times like a regular band. It's like, oh yeah,
yeah.
like I am
But
giving
then
them a high bar.
But then how do you explain something like Pretend, where it's like it is very much like the same riff, like over and over and over again. But it's like, I mean, it is tension building. But I guess maybe Rob Ford in this release isn't doing a lot of like tension building. It's just more of like, yeah, yeah.
You guys want to go kind of track by track real quick? Talk about each song.
All right, Clarkos Slam.
Yeah.
That vocal crack right there, oh, really good. I remember you. Definitely, I think the catchiest part of the album right there. Vocally.
Yeah. I love that.
Dude, I think the beginning guitar riff is so fucking catchy.
And it's like also like off, like it's like dissonant. Like there's like a flat note in there or something.
Yeah.
Cam always plays like that, where it's like, because like his hand, it's usually the result of him like shifting his whole hand, and it's like chromatic steps that are just thrown in there.
Yeah.
Sounds so good.
Yeah, that fucking beat.
And then it adds that step each repeat, so it's like the second one's dum 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 dum.
Yeah.
I can listen to that riff like all day.
I like the OP1 in there. It's cool to see them, like I feel like the last like 2 or 3 releases they've started to really like experiment with textures and like different instrumentation and stuff, like on 2 songs with the flute, and this EP seems like a lot with the OP1, which I'm kind of surprised they didn't start doing this earlier. I feel like I've seen Greg mess around with playing drums and the OP1 at the same time for like a billion years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it just takes time to like
incorporate,
add shit in,
Yeah, that's true.
But
yeah,
I mean,
it has taken a, not a definitive part, but a sort of defining aspect of the sound now is those like tiny little additions in Rob Ford, I think.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that vocal, the melody-ish thing, I guess it's like kind of a melody.
You.
Yeah, it's just so catchy. Yeah. Stuff it in your pocket. And then I love how he does the because it's your favorite. There's that like quarter note, that like quarter, that dotted quarter note, that dun dun dun.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, the phrasing is so nice, man. The phrasing is so nice. Like to be able to make yelling catchy like that, like yelling over a really crazy riff, still be memorable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's not out of key either.
Yeah.
The vocals.
Yeah, the vocals. It's not an emo whine or anything. It's like when it's on, and then when it's off, it's screamy sing-songy.
Yeah.
That's
a good point.
It's got like a good false chord sound.
Even though it's not anything insane, he's just, I remember you. It's like it's on, but it's not insane, but it's on key.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be insane if you're playing.
Yeah, of course.
What you're playing on the guitar, so.
Yeah. But
we'll
it is nice for it to be like listenable,
Definitely. I
also feel like
not like some early Origami Summer stuff.
Oh, dude, that guy. No, for that shit, the recording's on key because it's fucking auto tuned to shit, bro. Tony's not talking about me. He's talking about the old singer. That guy was like
I gathered that.
objectively
Dude, it's
bad.
bad.
Hell yeah.
Objectively horrible.
My bad, dog.
Shots.
I didn't mean to flame you if you watch this.
Just catching strays.
He's not gonna watch it. He's definitely not gonna watch it.
He is not into this shit.
He's for sure. Yeah, he doesn't fucking know that I exist anymore. But I also feel like we should like give a shout out to Greg.
Yeah.
Because like the drumming for this whole thing is like fucking insane. Like the drumming is just like on point the whole time.
At no
like,
point does the drumming not exactly perfectly fit the guitar part.
Yeah.
And that's just like so fucking good, you know? Not that like it's so insane to say that that is like above and beyond 10 out of 10 drum performance. But when you listen to Kim's parts and it's like so crazy, you're like, oh, like this is perfect. Like these drum parts fit so well and they're so dynamic, and the amount of intricate like melody work that he does, melody like within the rhythms, like it's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, he plays some really interesting drum. Like when he decides to like play along and just like how he does it. Like that one, there's like that little fill right before the song ends where he's just like
Greg's
toms,
like
hitting
the part of his
toms.
the part of his drumming that's the best is like his ride, like the way he just like does the ride, like dynamics and like flows on that, like with the different rhythms, is just so fucking good.
Yeah,
he's just insanely good.
Yeah, I like I feel like he's really tasteful. I agree that with your point that it like perfectly matches the song. Like there's no detail that's forgotten, nothing feels like accidental. And like I really like the way they use metric modulation in the song, where like the tempo doesn't change but the whole vibe like feels slower, you know what I mean, for a second, where they'll just switch to a completely different it's like denomination, I guess.
Totally.
It's fucking, dude, it's so smooth, but it's like so impactful, and like I don't know, it feels like when you hit the brakes really hard in your car, you know what I mean? Just like kind of lurch, but you don't lose any momentum.
So it's like those like switch of times from full to half to, you know, quarter. It's really good.
Yeah, I feel like they just like move in like breaths, where it's like these just like short bursts of just like energy, and then it kind of like peters out. Instead of like winding it down, like letting it slowly wind down, they just like, okay, that was it. Here's the next thing.
Yeah.
Almost like a horn player or something. You blow and then you breathe and then you blow again. You know.
But it's not conforming to like traditional phrase. Like you would take this to like a 4-bar or a 6-bar. It just goes wherever it goes. Like.
Or like a prog band would just like play, and then they would like find a way to like transition or like let the riff play out. They just like, okay, that's the end of the riff. Here's the next riff.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no copy paste. They're not taking anything, and like that was a great idea. We should like put it over here and tweak it a little bit. I mean, there's a little bit of that, but it's like over a short period of time, like you're saying, where it's very, I think one of you guys said stream of consciousness earlier, and like for sure their whole discography, at least or in general, I think has that kind of quality to it.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys want to hit the next track?
Yeah, let's do it.
And I think this part starts off really, really strong too. I do like the doubling with the keys here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I like this riff. It's just like weird.
I really like how Greg chose to do that. Just the downbeats, you know?
Mhm.
Like, it's really not like it, like how they would normally do it, but they chose to do it there, and vocally, vibe-wise, I think it fits. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's a smart use of minimalism to kind of break from how intense
Yeah.
everything is a lot
It's
of the
like
time
he's
through an
saying,
RFE song.
like all of these things I feel, and like you must feel this way, but in the end it doesn't matter. And it's like such a beautiful way to like deconstruct that feeling musically. You know, at the end, I don't know, it's beautiful. It's great. I see the reflection 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
it's
beautiful,
great.
dude.
Just like a simple. I mean, it's only 2 riffs. The song is literally only
Yeah.
2 riffs.
Hmm.
Just like a simple.
And I
I feel like that.
I only feel like that first riff loses energy a little bit. That was it.
Oh,
Just
I feel like,
slightly, and that's the only complaint. All the songs are great. Sorry,
Oh.
go ahead.
No, that's okay. I'm with you. I mean, I feel differently, but I hear you. I feel like that
guess
song
what?
has like.
You
What?
can't be the only one that would feel this way.
Oh, dude, that was low. Um,
He does have his own perspective.
it's
Doesn't
true.
matter. Secretly, nothing matters.
Why are we even doing this? Honestly,
I don't kiss and tell.
let's just log off. Dude, I feel like this song has like kind of a folksy kind of ethos to it. Not necessarily like the chords being used or like the structure per se, but like kind of the texture of the guitar and like I don't know, the way it just kind of it doesn't ostinato, but it's just like 2 notes kind of back and forth in the bass, basically the bass section of the song for a long time. I don't know, it has kind of a chunka kind of folky quality to it. It kind of reminds me of like Slint too, like some old Slint songs where it's almost like you're just talking over like something that's brooding and building.
Yeah, it kind of has that like old school emo vibe for sure. Like early,
Yeah.
like really early 2000s, like emo.
Yeah, I could see that.
Slint, I don't know, but I see your point in that it was more prolonged, like those sections are a lot more prolonged than usual, and it feels like that kind of like ominous, like where is this headed sort of vibe. But with Rob Ford, it's always like, yeah, I'm gonna take you there, and then as Farris said, it runs out of breath and it just slowly exhales and like brings you, and then breathes back in new life, you know, a different riff.
Yeah. I like this track though.
Yeah, I like this track too.
It's strong.
Okay.
It's a strong track for
Play
sure.
the next one. Play the next one.
How do you feel about the decision that the viola is like only doubling the guitar and not playing something else?
I kind of love it. I think it's very tactful. I like the reinforcements with the keys as well.
Because it sounds like that layered texture.
Yeah, it's like we're not adding a new voice, we're adding a texture and changing
and then
kind of the context of the melody.
Slightly. Yep. So there they did it the same, doubled completely, perfectly, like same octave, everything. And then here in this one, where it comes in again with the viola, it changes slightly. And it was almost like that part without context, it would have sounded too weird as the first part, but I like with context of the first part that it's there and then it like builds on that idea. It's really nice.
Yes. Dude, before we go further, I want to talk about that the first part of the song in general.
Yeah.
That riff and groove is so nice, man. It's so gentle and like comforting. It kind of reminds me.
This is for sure like Piglet vibes, 100%. It just wraps you in a blanket, and it's just like,
dude. The texture of whatever synth they're using in conjunction with the guitar there, it reminds me of fucking Willy Wonka in the beginning of the world of pure imagination or whatever it is. There's some kind of like chimey thing that mirrors another melody, and it just, I don't know, it just harkens me to that for some reason. Chat, pull up fucking Pure Imagination, Willy Wonka, and just go ahead and slide it on top of this song.
And go to that specific part I'm referencing.
AI, go to the part. Dude, I feel like the name of the track is, especially for the first part, very fitting. Like, just makes so much sense and like paints a picture when you hear that first part.
It just starts so strong and builds on that riff so well, and it's like almost starting with like a breakdown. It's really, really cool. I love it.
We talk about how when the lyrics finally enter and also immediately exit, like the whole attitude and like vibe of the song changes, and they just hit you with another stinky ass riff that feels so like frustrated and agitated. That's great. It's good shit.
But also kind of like ambiguous and kind of like I don't know. It's that riff, that final riff is like very like almost confused sounding, but like
it's almost like a surrender. It's kind of just like a
yeah. It's like a cramped, but like a cramped comfort almost.
I like that. Farris of Denver, what say you?
I mean this song is cool. It's like my least favorite one.
Why is it your least favorite?
I don't know, I just find it kind of boring. Like there's just like not really much happening in it. I do like the end riff. I like the chords he plays before he does the like I think those chords are really pretty.
Yeah.
The rest of the track is just kind of like, it kind of reminds me of Weezer sometimes. It reminds me of the Sweater song.
Wow.
I mean, it's like not a bad song. I'm just like, I honestly don't really feel like it fits.
Weezer ever start like that? Point me to
the
that
Sweater song. The that like just like
yeah,
really
you're still talking about Sweater song.
Yeah, Sweater song. Yeah. It has that same sort of like dissonant, kind of like slow. Tony's so sad right now.
I need an edit of this song.
The takes on this podcast are just so bad.
I need an edit where before they hit that main riff again, you get the fucking Buddy Holly solo ending.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just
Someone
feel like
can edit that in. That'd be great.
I feel like it just doesn't really like. I feel like it doesn't really like fit on this EP. Like really, it's just kind of like this like side song. It feels like or like almost like an interlude song or something.
It does feel like an interlude song.
It just doesn't have a lot of substance for me. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I understand your point. Would you feel differently if there are lyrics throughout?
Yeah, I think if there's like something else, because like the guitar part, I mean, it's like nice sounding. It's like a nice sounding song. You know, it kind of reminds me of like also like when I listen to like Pokemon music, like while I'm studying or something. It's like that like Nintendo like 8-bit music, like the melodies in it.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of that, but like, yeah, I feel like there's the guitar riffs aren't like interesting enough for me to like really latch onto it, and there's like nothing else like really happening in the song.
Mm-hmm.
So
This one, I think I've pinned you down, Farris. You squirm out and find another reason to confuse me.
I mean, when the
Dude,
rest of the album is like so weird, and then you just
No,
have this
I
like one
understand.
song. That's,
Yeah,
like,
I
very
understand.
normal.
Ferris, you're going. Your video is just going crazy.
You're going rogue, dude.
Holy shit,
okay.
man! You were
Am I
sinking
tweaking?
into the fucking matrix for a second.
Dude, we almost lost you to the void for sure.
Yeah, you just turned into source code for a second. Okay, hold on. What was I saying?
Dude, they almost Mike TV'd your ass.
Dude, yeah. You fucking put a bunch of random symbols up.
Made you into a bunch of fucking jelly beans and shot you through the sky.
Is fucking taking over this broadcast.
Here, let me close all my porn tabs here.
Fucking
That's
FBI is...
We talked about this, man. Not during the pod. You
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
wait
shit.
till the pod's over.
Dude, I told you Carlos was gonna have to blur out my balls, bro.
Oh,
Dude, I like...
Carlos.
I understand
gonna
what you're
do so
saying,
much.
but I like how little they play in that song and how much Greg is also filling in too with like riffs and like kind of like solos and stuff too. It is lacking compositionally, I think what you're saying. There's like not a lot going on, but in those like pockets of, you know, boom, goom, goom, doom, do, in that like pocket, that groove, I feel like they achieve a lot, like, of vibes, you know, so that's why I love that song.
Yeah, I mean, it has a vibe, for sure. I don't know. I feel like maybe if the release itself was longer, like if it was like 10 songs, then you
I feel
have this,
like
one song in there.
Out of
I'd
all
be
the
like, okay.
songs, that song probably goes hard live.
I mean, yeah, people probably like get really into the like. I'm gonna tell them don't play that one fucking song. Like that third song that you guys have that sounds like Weezer fucking sucks.
Don't play Weezer. No Weezer at the mathrock show.
Don't play that shitty song.
Get that sweater shit, Buddy Holly looking ass.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills.
I don't want to fall asleep to the internet at the RFE show.
I'll definitely fall asleep. Cameron, if you're watching this, I don't think the song sucks. I just think you could have done better.
Cameron, off
Harsh
air,
words.
Ferris has been telling me he's ready to fight, whatever you are.
Ferris is ready to fucking pull his dick out at a moment's notice.
That might be true.
Get to
That's
slapping.
actually probably true. Yeah.
Oh.
Ready to cockfight. Sight.
Sword fight. Little unguard.
Guys, I'm getting a call from my lawyer. He's telling me to
probably take this one.
Probably take this one.
He's telling you what?
Should we? Oh, to tell you guys to shut up. You're gonna get us removed from the internet.
True. That's a wise man.
Listen, they've had plenty of opportunities to remove me from the internet. They
just
still
can't
have
do
not done it.
That's
Just can't do
a
it.
wise, non-binary individual.
They just fucking can't. They just fucking can't take me down, bro. Like Pablo Escobar. Just when they think they have me,
Like,
pull my fucking nuts out.
who's that? Who's the old Russian guy? That Rasputin. He's just Rasputin, dude.
Yeah,
Picasso?
Picasso's not
Is that-
Russian.
Is that what you just said, Tony? Did you say Picasso?
Forget about
Isn't he
it.
like
I
French?
didn't say
Is he
anything.
Italian?
Rivera?
Oh shit.
Pablo
Mayweather. Oh.
All
Let
right.
us know who has the worst takes on this show.
All right. Now that we're done with this shitty song,
Between the
we're
three
gonna
of
go
us.
to the next one.
My takes fire. Are my takes fire?
Ferris's
Chat.
takes are always horrible.
Let me know. Let me know, chat, if my takes are
Are
fucking fire.
consistently horrible.
Someone's gonna say your
Comment
takes are
3
fine.
fire emojis. Comment 3 emojis, fire emojis, if my takes are fire.
Your takes are fine. We just think you're a dick.
Okay.
That's what the chat's gonna say.
I was born that way.
Comment 3 surprised emojis if you think Tony is based. We'll see in the comments.
Comment Sweater song if you like that song.
And for Austin, it's just like a rain cloud or a firework.
It's a firework. It's a firework. Yeah.
What is that one? That one's different. Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Damn, lighten up the fucking sky.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm just mesmerized every time you do it. I just have to sit back and watch. It's like a man when you light a fire next to him, he just has to stand there and watch it.
He has to admire it.
Oh, storm. It's a storm cloud.
I did
What
not
if you do
like
like
that song.
what if you do like a Hitler salute? What does it do?
Yeah, you should do that on a camera. You should stand up.
Yeah. What's the Heil Hitler salute do?
You should act like you're aiming a cannon.
Oh. How do you do that? How do you do that? What if you salute? What happens if you salute?
Give us one.
No,
Give us one.
like
Give us a
hold
quick
it.
one.
Like hold it.
There it is.
Oh, nothing happens. Damn.
Dude.
was
Imagine the swastika pops up.
I'll edit that in there.
It's like the enlarged like zoom like swastika and like the tanks and like
Carlos, edit the swastika, man. This is important.
you hit it one time and it's just like instantly Nazi propaganda.
Surprise, bitch. We've got blackmail for you. Okay. Stop the song. Stop the song.
Stop the song.
Dude, this is good. This is good. I like this song a lot. I like how frenetic it is right off the bat. This song, if there was more overdrive and less wood block, would basically be a grindcore song.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like maybe play it
Yeah.
a little faster, like 10 BPM, 15 BPM faster, and you have a grindcore song. That's all I wanted to say.
Completely agree.
Yeah, just banger. Banger all the way through.
Banger.
Banger, I barely know it.
I love it.
How we feeling on overall Rob Ford Explorer releases? How does this one stack up?
How many do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 releases.
I think it's the second best thing they've done behind 2 songs, in my opinion. And I think it's a very, very unique and creative venture into the vocal world. And I feel like Cam has a really good place on the mic. I didn't know it. Lyrically, compositionally, he does great. I feel like he could benefit from doing the really insano crazy stuff that he does without vocals with vocals, albeit that would be very hard, and I understand, but I feel like that's the only thing kind of like, and the more delicate stuff. I feel like if there was like actual singing over like twinkly stuff, or just a little bit of both without singing.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hard to place it within the context of the discography as a whole, I guess. But I find it, I think it's like their most exciting release because I feel like it's potentially just a view into what the direction of the band is a little bit. And I don't know that they intend to do vocals on every track or anything from now on, but I feel like there's definitely a shift in attitude with this release, and I find that really just like interesting overall, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a surprise for me. I mean, Cam sounds great on the mic. I really like the style of like mathy screamo sort of that sort of like hella-ish thing that they're going for.
And the shrieky, like scramsy kind of like vocal.
Yeah, yeah. I think like you said, Tony, I would like to see them do a lot of what they're doing now, and then also bring back those like moments of just like like stream of consciousness that they kind of do in their other releases. I would put this in their top 3. I think some of their other releases would just like where they're just kind of like doing the really interesting stuff with their instruments are probably my favorite. But I also kind of see this release as like old Rob Ford Explorer, and then there's like this new Rob Ford Explorer. I feel like they're almost
this is
not
like
entirely different.
Starts that divide kind of.
Yeah. I think I would listen to old Rob Ford Explorer when I really wanted to listen to like some like math rock, like some math rocky type things. This new Rob Ford Explorer, I think I would play with more like I want to listen to like Merchant Ships, Rob Ford.
I do agree. I feel like although I feel like 2 songs was the start of that like new evolved sound, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Even though it didn't feature any vocals or anything like that, I felt like their incorporation of other instruments and their songwriting on that was a step above everything else they've done. And then adding vocals and taking kind of like a step back with some of the parts and kind of like dialing it back just to leave room for those vocals. I feel like they did that well. And I feel like it under-delivers on the complexity stuff, but it over-delivers on like the emotion and like way more than you would expect. I feel like these lyrics are better glimpse into him personally, not as a friend, but personally as a person, as an individual that I've ever gotten. So
he can be a little squirrely.
I'm glad he's
a little elusive,
expressing himself in a way, or at least, feeling comfortable enough to kind of like vent that inner state a little bit. It can be pretty vulnerable. So I respect it in all regards.
Yeah. I'm excited to see whatever they release now.
I'm pumped. Yeah. I'm super stoked for whatever.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna show up at Cameron's house with a fucking gun. Be like, play the sweater song, bitch. Play it. Play it.
Dance,
bitch. It's bedtime.
Dude, it's a good EP though. It's good, smart songwriting, fun exploration of textures. Again, I like that they continue to do that. I agree that it's the most vulnerable I've ever heard this guy be, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give it a number?
No. I'm scared.
All right.
Unless you guys do. If you guys do, I want to.
I think mathiness, probably gets like an 8.5 for me.
Okay.
It's super mathy, but it's not like their insano crazy stuff. And that's like 9.5. Like I'd give like 2 songs like 9.5, probably like 10 maybe on that scale.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking just mathrock right now.
Oh, just mathrock. Oh.
Mathematically
I would give it an
8.5.
8.5.
Yeah.
Farris?
Yeah. I like that.
I would go mathematically probably like a 7.
Like a 7? Going less?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, plus. There are like some
all
moments
of the math
like,
that could be mathed.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like as mathy as like I don't know, Dueto or something.
Mhm.
Or like hella.
I feel like it's on
There's
the.
large sections where it's like kind of like
I
Excuse
feel
me.
out of most bands, I feel like they're on the mathier side, just compositionally, and the way they do that sort of stream of consciousness feel, the way they go into different sections, they don't let it like linger at all for too long. It's I think that's why I put them at an 8.5. It's like they're already there at a baseline, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, I would say that they're. I don't know. It just this is not like a release. I would be like, this is what mathrock is. You know what I mean?
I feel
That's
the
usually how I
opposite.
think
I feel
about
the
it.
opposite. Like it's not the first thing I'd show them, but if somebody put that on, I was like, oh yeah, this is math rock, 100%.
I don't think for me, just like I don't think a person would walk away and be like, I have a really strong grasp of what. Versus like if you play floral, like they're like immediately climbing a brick wall, like that's the math rock sound. The like
Mm.
tapping, like crazy, like moving around.
I feel
This
like
I would say it would be more like, oh, this is like screamo, like emo.
yeah.
That's
Well, I
like
would
kind of
normally agree with you.
angular.
Yeah, that's like Floral's like the idolized, like Floral's the how do you say the lawful good of math rock. It's like the best kind of like
Archetype.
version. Yeah, but I feel like Rob Florid is really representative of stuff you'd hear like today, like math rock bands. This is what they sound like. They sound like emo mixed with math rock mixed with post hardcore. They sound like that, kind of stuff. So I feel like in this context, in like today's age, like with all these new releases, I feel like they're really mathy, and I feel like they're a good example. Maybe not specifically this release, which we're talking about in this case. So I understand the rating of 7 for the mathiness, because they pulled it back for those vocals, but it's
Yeah.
a rare case.
What about your guys' personal feelings about it? If you had to put a 1 to 10, just how much you enjoy it.
9 for sure.
Nine.
9 or above. Yeah, it's
Nine.
an incredible album.
Yeah. I go
Yeah, I
nine.
think I think same. Yeah, I feel like brevity is its strength, real concise, real impactful because there's not so much to digest. You get to just appreciate
Yeah.
all the little things in it, because it doesn't take up 45 minutes of your day, I guess.
And the words they say
Yeah.
have the impact, the musical words and the lyrical words,
Yeah.
metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, I feel like it just kind of says what it wants to say, and then it's like, okay, doesn't linger, doesn't like
Yeah.
really
And it
mean it,
also
or it's just
doesn't
like,
take itself too seriously, too.
yeah, yeah,
It just like, this is what it is, and this is how I'm feeling, and then it's like, it's now like, it's whatever. I'm not feeling that way anymore.
yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay.
Which is cool. It's we come back to it, but it's very extreme of consciousness the way they write. So it's cool.
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
then we already said context within the releases, right? I said
We didn't give
second.
it a number,
So
so that
in
would
my
be
opinion,
what?
that'd be like a 9 out of the context.
9.
Yeah, the context.
I
of all the
would
other
agree with
releases.
that number as well. Yeah.
I think they
Um,
get so much. I think just looking at it instrumentally, it's probably like an 8, but they get so much extra credit for adding those vocals and everything they blend there with all of the keyboard, the viola, and all the other stuff with vocals and everything else. I think they did a great job, still hitting that Rob Ford Explorer itch.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a big change to add vocals to a group that previously didn't have it. That's like
When
very
groups,
bold move.
when groups do that, it
Yeah.
usually tends not to work out
Not to
well with the
work, yeah.
fans or be super receptive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a 9 too. I think if you were to be like, what are Rob Ford Explorer's like 2 most important albums, this would probably be one of them because it represents like a significant shift in like their style. So what is that
Oh, yeah.
overall? 8.5? Like an 8, 8.5?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to put a final number on it, but
Yeah.
somebody could average out.
It's a high.
It's
a high
definitely
bar.
high marks, and I feel like Rob Ford Explorer, taking this direction is going to do really well. I think they're going to go in a really good place. If they don't, even the same way, it's like they're such a unique group that they hit that mark regardless, and musicianship between the two is just enough to take them wherever they want to go. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
I would like to hear more bass too on some of their stuff, so that'd be cool. Maybe get a few.
Yeah. It's funny when they were trying to book a show out here. They had like my bandmate who like does all of our booking was having like a hard time getting them booked because he was like the venue keeps telling me that they don't like booking bands that don't have vocals. And I was like, fuck. And then like 2 weeks later they dropped this. I was like, why couldn't you just like drop this?
Yeah.
While we were fucking going
or send
to all
it
these
in like an
venues.
advanced press like
Yeah,
release.
just like, they have vocals, which I thought was stupid. I was like,
Yeah.
that's so fucking dumb. Like you can just look at their followers, like
Yeah, who cares?
But there are some people who like instrumental music. They just like, I know people
They
like
can't
that.
with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't really
just
see
can't do
the
it.
point, which sucks. So
Yeah. I've heard people say like they just can't like stay focused, which I guess makes like I feel like I can focus on it because I like play an instrument,
Mhm.
so I'm like listening for things. I feel like if you don't understand maybe like what's happening, it can be hard for you to focus because especially for something like Rob Ford because it's just like you're just like I don't know how to like approach this sonically, but or you could just be fucking stupid. I don't know. Maybe you like the Sweater Song by
low
Weezer.
IQ.
Weezer catching strays on the pod today.
If you like Weezer, you probably have sub triple digit IQ. It's a good guess.
So triple digit IQ.
You might not have
numbers.
fully,
You
developed.
might not be
frontal
all
lobe.
there, but that's okay.
All right.
All right, that's the review. I think
That's it.
Yeah.
Overall, it's fireworks.
I think they
America,
got
great
the
job.
Yeah, exactly. I think they got the official stamp of approval from the Mathrock review crew. We'd
Don't
love to
forget to
hear more
leave
stuff
3
like it.
fire emojis.
Yeah, no,
three fire emojis
surprised
for
faces.
3 fire emojis because my takes are
Surprised.
fucking fire.
Do you want to do surprised? Because I'm the bass
My
one.
takes are
Farris
fucking
is the bad
fire.
one.
My takes are fucking fire. Leave 3 chicken emojis if you want to see me cockfight. Facts.
If you
Lawful.
think the next video should start with Farris slapping Carlos with his bare cock, leave 3 chicken emojis.
Leave 3 chicken emojis. You'll just see a giant black pixel slapping Carlos in the face. A fucking massive black pixel.
You're gonna have to get torqued up beforehand too.
Good job, America.
Good one.
You think Kamala Harris likes the Rob Ford Explorer EP?
I bet you that both candidates like Rob Ford Explorer.
I bet Tim Walls plays that shit
Bet
for
they
his
both
family.
Yeah, Tim Walz for sure. Tim Walz. I feel like Tim Walz is more
puts
American
that shit
football
on the
guy.
car for his family.
Yeah. I feel like he's more of an American football guy though. Donald Trump loves like Nuito. He just like fucking loves that crazy shit.
All right, y'all. Until next time on the Mathrock Review. Peace.